it do, y'all? It's been a minute, but the duo is back, and we're talking about the latest, might even be possibly the greatest Star Wars series of all time since we be getting into that new era with the Disney Plus streaming service, y'all. That's right. I'm talking about motherfucking Cassian Andor episode 11, y'all. We're at the penultimate episode of the season, man. And y'all know your boys here. We love some Star Wars, baby. I got my two faves right there. And don't forget,
Oh yeah.
rest in peace, baby. Leia, you know what I'm saying? We got everybody
Yeah,
up in this camp. You know what I'm saying? But no Jedis, no lightsabers up in this camp. We were on the boots, on the ground. It's all about the rebellion. It's all about the Empire, ISB, you name it. Great shit, man. But this has been a hell of a ride for a Star Wars series, man. Definitely a much more different vibe, much more different tone than the previous Star Wars projects we've been getting in this Disney era since 2015's The Force Awakens. And y'all know, me and my boy Skips here, we have been enjoying the hell out of this show so far. Definitely been up our alley. We both are pretty much on a similar page to where we want that fresh Star Wars, man. Something a little different, something that takes things a little more seriously, and something that really takes character development and acting and dialogue first and foremost before the fan service and before all the bells and whistles. You know what I mean? Just getting that core foundation right and having a plan and knowing where you're going, i.e. Mandalorian and this series, you know what I'm saying? But getting into our general thoughts on this episode, man, I want to hear from you first. It's been a minute since we've been able to discuss these episodes together, so this episode, first and foremost, and even some of the other material, what have you been feeling about episode 11 and some of the stuff preceding it?
Preceding it as well. I've been enjoying this a lot. Like, it's such a huge surprise that we have a Star Wars show that's pretty much like how you mentioned, like so grounded. It's such it's just such a different show from what we had in the past with other Star Wars projects. I mean, the dialogue we even talked about even off camera is such
best written dialogue in Star Wars since 1980. Come at me, bro.
Dude, like it's up there.
Come on, man.
It's
like,
up there,
bro. Like just the speech Lucian gave in episode 10. Or
oh my god,
Mon Mothma, every scene she's in, god damn it. Like,
it's just amazing so far. I'm enjoying it. It's like kind of that for sure, like everyone
slow
already
burn
crossed the like the fandom is like it's for sure a slow burn. Like it may not be for like everybody, but regardless if it's not for everybody, like there is something there. Like the writing on the show is pretty on point. The action scenes when it does happen is phenomenal. Like even like the prison outbreak was such like a great. It was just that last week's episode 10. Yeah.
Take notes, Halloween Kills. One way out. One way out. I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And I was like, Kino, I can't swim. I was like, shit.
Yeah, now like that reveal, you're just like, there's one way out, bro. You gotta, if you can't swim, you're gonna learn how to swim. This is like,
I know, right? It's like the Navy up in here, bro.
That's
goddamn, it's like the Marines and the Navy, bro. You gonna learn, motherfucker. You gonna learn today.
Yeah, dude.
Like, woo, so much great stuff, man. So much great stuff for the last couple episodes, and I'm picking up with this one, you know, because I think you mentioned to me off camera that you said that you enjoyed episode 10 a little more than this one.
Yeah,
not like this is a bad episode, but you just like you said, it was just that crescendo of the prison of the jailbreak was just cool as hell, you know.
Yeah, it was like it's like because the buildup was there, and now like this episode is for sure going to be the buildup for the finale, and that's going to be a lot with Cassidy, like because he's just got recent news about his technically
R.I.P. Marva, man. We're gonna get into a little more of the nitty gritties, but yeah, rest in peace, Marva. He lost his mom, man. Lost both his blood parents and adoptive parents.
And you see like his emotion towards like the end of the episode of when him and the person he escaped with, his partner, ended up splitting off. Like you had to kind of see him trying to like hold it together with the news that he was just given, and kind of just trying to figure out what his next
target, you know.
Yeah, like what he's gonna end up doing next. And I think next episode is gonna be cool to see everybody officially. It's gonna be like that episode, like everyone's finally gonna run into each other, and it's gonna be interesting to see how everybody's chemistry is gonna be on screen. Like Dedra's like pretty much on his tail, or trying to look for him. each step of the way. Not even that, like Surreal, like he's like just got news
This guy
about.
desperate, son.
Yeah, and like he just got news from the guy in episode
His
1 and 2.
sergeant, yeah, from the
Yeah,
ISB.
yeah, about saying like, yo, like we just got some news about Andor. Like his mom just passed away, so it's most likely he's gonna be going back to his home planet, Barracks, and then like that's when everybody's gonna be meeting up. I'm pretty sure Cyril and he's gonna inform Dedra about like what's happening with the given news
Yep.
recently, and then they're gonna be going over there, and the shit's gonna hit the fan. I think Bix, like we just seen Bix, it's like for a brief moment, she's so fucked up, and it's gonna be
Yep.
interesting to see how Andor is gonna find out the news about her and then just try to save her possibly in the next episode. There's like
sure.
there's so much stuff that could happen within the season finales, and I'm all up for it. I'm pretty pumped for it.
Fuck yeah, man. I'm all in on this series as well. Absolutely love this episode as well. I did like last episode a little bit more myself. It's just, like you said, it's the whole building of that particular arc of this series, or of, yeah, I guess you could say that. That particular 4-episode arc in the prison, excuse me, leading to this jailbreak in episode 10 was just phenomenal, man. The whole thing with Andy Serkis, man, give this guy a nomination for an Emmy. He just came in and crushed this show in 3 to 4 episodes, man. Absolutely loved everything with Kino. And things are up in the air whether he survived or not. Did he escape or not? Who lived? Who survived? We don't know, other than our two guys. And also come to find out that one dude that Andor escaped with is one of the people that was in Rogue One as well. So that was a quick little Easter egg I saw online. Before
Really?
we went live, yeah. So
I
that's
didn't
another great
realize that.
tie-in with Tony Gilroy and the casting, man. I'm telling you, man, with Lucasfilm's on point, baby, they just can't miss sometimes, man. And let me tell you, that's all great stuff. But going into this episode, a little bit more somber. We're kind of setting the table in the aftermath of the jailbreak, kind of getting Andor back on his way, Cassian getting all his getting his credits back, everything like that. And but yeah, the heartbreaking news of Marva passing on, man. I knew it was coming. I was kind of just waiting for them to drop the bomb on us. And that was just really sad, man. And, Andor, he just always ends up losing those he cares about the most, And you can really see all these events that really led to the whole psyche and perspective that Cassian had at the beginning of Rogue One, where I'm all in with the fight. He was kind of in a similar position to where he kind of was in being jaded and kind of just all in on the warpath, similar to how Luthen is now, is kind of how he was in Rogue One. You know what I mean? And Jin kind of brought out that hope, kind of brought out that positivity and that light again in Cassian Andor that we know is deep inside of the character, but he don't hesitate to blast a motherfucker when he needs to and does what he needs to do to survive, man. But I just love the way that you actually had to see him and the guy really escape from the place and really actually find transport and get out of there. And it wasn't all just super easy and convenient and really just laid out for them. Like, they actually had to go through a couple little struggles to get back to that Miami in space, as I like to call it, where he left his credits and everything and sneaks in, gets his stuff back and everything. And I love the way that they did that. And as you mentioned, Dedra is just hot on his tail, right up on his ass, man. She wants that ass more than Cyril wants her ass, Like, everyone wants some ass here. I'm just playing.
That's
freaking, she's
thing.
on it right now. And she was like, okay, so what's the deal here? All right, got you. All right, cool. Let me know what the hell happens from there. And as you mentioned, and we're going to get into that more as well, man, Bix is not in good shape right now.
No.
And she's probably selling all the secrets and spilling all the beans. She's the rat, because she's been getting tortured for about an episode or two now.
Already.
Off and on, interrogated. Woo, she's looking rough, boy. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not even saying that in disrespect. Like, she's just looking real bad, man. And you could see, like, her spirit is just about broken in that scene, man. So it's gonna be really interesting to see where the rest of her arc goes as a character in Bix Caleen in this show. Is she gonna make it past the finale? Can she live through all this harsh treatment? We're gonna find out real soon in the next episode. But so much great setup for what's coming, man, and so much great payoff for what came before. That scene between Luthen and Saw Gerrera, double A+ stuff. I want to get into the nitty gritties on that as well. Once we get to the storyline breakdown, recap section, but that was phenomenal. Forrest Whitaker always knows how to come in, steal a scene, kill it, and just put on a masterclass of acting every time he's on a fucking set, man. Love Forrest Whitaker, one of my personal faves. Great stuff here with him. and Stellan Skarsgård's Luthen, man. So much great stuff. And we finally got a cool space battle for the first time in a minute, man, with Luthen getting away from the tractor beam on that and the Imperial trooper right there, you know what I mean? Or whatever the hell I was trying to say. But when you're trying to get away from those Imperials, that's a great sequence as well. Just so much good stuff with this episode, man. Heartbreaking stuff, really great character development, and just really showing the struggle that Andor constantly has to go throughout the show, you know, through the jailbreaking, through getting this horrible news of the passing of his mother. Even the droid isn't dealing with it well, man. The droid, they can't even break it to him, you know? They can't even break the news to the droid. It's so heartbreaking.
Yeah,
But everyone's hot on his tail, man. Cinta's over there undercover. A lot of great stuff going on. And the Mon Mothma Vel scene, wow. So much. It's a little exposition heavy, but it's so much great stuff just dropped right there in that scene, and we can move forward and see where things are going from there, because she's seriously thinking about what that dude was talking about her with last time with that whole Game of Thrones-esque proposed marriage and shit. So as I was going into it, so getting into the recap portion of the series here. So we're kind of going to storylines pretty much here, kind of go through each character. So starting off with the title character here of Cassian Andor, as we see him hanging on the side of the cliffs there right after they jumped off from their only way out, one way out, y'all. And him and the guy are like, oh shit, dude, what are we gonna do? And he's like, all right, just stay there and quit talking. We'll get out of here. Just don't move. And then they're trying to get away from the patrol out there that knows about this big-ass prison break. And we still have no confirmation of Kino's whereabouts, or is he alive? Is he dead? What's going on with him? And we don't know what other prisoners made it out alive or were one of the unfortunate few that got taken out. So all that is left up in the air, which is, kind of goes par for the course with this particular series. Anyway, kind of keeping that gritty realism in there. And once they finally get away from there, they get on to the other side of the planet there, and they see a ship that they might be able to take and steal and get the hell out of there. And Cassian notices it as well, but the other guy gets a little bit too fast for his britches there, and he ends up trying to run over there and get the stuff. And there's a couple of aliens chilling out by the pond there, and they're like, hey, what the fuck? Y'all trying to steal our shit? They shoot him with a trap, essentially, bounty hunter style, and trap they ass. And then once we hop back over to them, we find out that, oh, hey, y'all don't like the Empire. You must be you're prisoners, so you must be in trouble for something. And they're like, we didn't do shit, bro. We got arrested by the Empire. They're a bunch of assholes. And they're like, well, I guess you are kind of right. We don't like the Empire either. Just don't steal our shit no more. But you could have it. I don't need the ship for whatever reason. And then they're like, okay, cool. So they hop on the ship and they get the hell up. That beat up little ship looking like they're going to be in a pod race with Anakin later. They end up getting off planet and going back to Space Miami, so that way Andor can go get his credits and everything like that. And he does so, sneaks into his old place that he was staying at, his old Airbnb, if you will. And he sneaks in there and gets his old credits that the other guy probably checked in and said, fuck yeah, I'm about 10,000 credits richer, motherfuckers. So then he was chilling there sleeping. He sneaks out of there with his credits and whatnot, changes his clothes and everything. And then he sends in a transmission from the little phone booth thing that they have there and talks to his old buddy at home that takes in all the calls for the planet of Ferrix. And the guy's like, oh, Cass, hey, how's it going? He's like, hey, no names, bro. But just let Marva know, let everyone Bix, let everybody know I'm on the way. I love them. I appreciate everything they've done. And she's going to be proud of me, man, because I got back with the credits and we're out of this thing and I'm going to come back home and get her out of Dodge. And then he's like, well, Cass, hey, no names, motherfucker. Quit saying my name. I'm trying to stay low pro, man.
Yeah, dude,
felon out here.
Blowing his cover, him up, bro.
Burning him out. And then he's like, all right, Cass, okay, but listen, man, listen. Don't come back here just yet because I got to tell you something. Your mom didn't make it, brother. And Cassian's just sitting there in shock, man. And I know I've been in that exact position he was in, man. Just couldn't even react to the situation. He didn't blow up. He didn't collapse. He didn't do anything, man. He just sat there frozen in shock. You know what I'm saying? And just another great moment showing the depth of Diego Luna's acting prowess, man. This guy is just such a great performer. He can do so much with his facial expressions and his eyes without saying a word, man. And you can feel the grief and the pain and all the emotions that are washing over him in the moment. Mm-hmm. And as he looks out over the sunset on the shore there, the guy tells him, hey, bro, I don't know how many people of us are out there, so we got to make sure wherever we get to, once we get safe and sound, we need to spread the word and let people know what the hell's going on. Let them know about this fucked up legislation and just how fucked up the Empire really is. It's our responsibility to let them know, and you can see from that moment right there where that guy joins the rebellion, you can see the overall mindset the guy has, and you can kind of see that the seeds being laid there for that overall connection later on down the line in Rogue One and whatnot, and possibly seeing him pop up again in season 2. But yeah, man,
Oh
that Andor
yeah.
storyline, bro, exciting, intriguing, but heartbreaking by the end of it, man, for sure.
Oh heck yeah, heck yeah. It's such a. I mean, with Cassian's like storyline with him like just going from being in that vacation and like after he got done with the big heist, going to the
Yeah,
vacation, going to prison, dealing with everything within that whole
for
prison
weeks, if not
corruption.
months.
Yeah, that was like a long time when they were
Yeah,
talking
like
about like the
months
shift
probably.
wise. Yeah,
At
and
least
then
a few
like
weeks, but something like that.
yeah, and then like him just like dealing with all that, him finally getting out, and him thinking to himself like, finally I could kind of relax, kind of bounce back. Let me inform my loved ones that I've been okay because I've been MIA for a while. To getting that news, like, dude, that's a huge travel arc
After
just for that
everything he's
character.
already heard about, man. Your sister
Yeah,
didn't make it; she's gone. All your people did not survive. You're the last of your own, of your planet and everything like that. And
yeah.
it's just like just bad break after bad break, man.
It just goes very well into depth of like how Cassian's going to be by the end of this series, and then moving on to Rogue One, and how you mentioned like he's all jaded with everything itself. So a lot of good development there with Andor himself, man.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. But yeah, man. So that's pretty much it for the Cassian storyline there. So now we're gonna jump into the Mon Mothma storyline, which is a little bit short and a little bit sweet, but definitely a big piece of the puzzle here because we start off with Vel going to visit Luthen's shop and talk to his partner there that looks over the place while he's gone, and she's like, "Hey, man, you're kind of burning out the spot. This isn't the way you're supposed to do it." And she's like, "Hey, listen up. After I just pulled off the Aldani job, you better, I deserve some credit, and you better give me my due and all that." And she's like, hey, and I don't give a fuck what you did for me lately, okay? I've been here from Jump Street, and I'm gonna be here when all this shit goes up in flames. So watch your mouth. It's
Yo,
The Rock, you know your
yeah,
role. No, I'm playing. But
that's
fucking,
true.
but yeah, and then she tells her like, "Hey, man, like, this is what's going down." And does Mon Mothma work along with him and whatnot? And does she know what's going down? And he's like, "Yeah, but there's some other stuff that you're gonna need to know about." Which is when she gives her the news about what's been going on with Mon Mothma a little bit in the meantime when she was off at Cinta and whatnot doing her own thing. And then we jump over to her going to Mon Mothma's place where we find out Mon Mothma's actually entertaining the idea of marrying her daughter off to that one guy in order to be able to illegally move her funds on the low from the Empire and able to start providing resources and funds for the rebellion, unbeknownst to the Empire that's running the new Republic, if you will. And she was adamantly against this consideration or even considering this option in the last episode, as we saw, because she was pissed off at that one dude when he brought it up. But now she
Yeah,
knows
with his
she's desperate
proposal.
because she knows she doesn't have any other options in a time to where if she gets her cover blown or gets things blown up, that's it for everybody. And that's it for everything she's worked to build since the age of 15 years old in her own arranged marriage. So all that stuff tying together through her character is just so powerful, man, and you could just really feel where she's coming from, especially when you have real world cultures that still have arranged marriages to this day, and the whole politics and things that go into that. You can really feel how all that goes in. And B, the main reason why she's become hella desperate at this point is because there's 40,000 credits missing from the account. So now that's going to actually feed into the whole other thing that where she teamed up with the other guy to get the funds going for the rebellion and whatnot. So that's going to make a big stink, and that's going to make everybody not want to trust her or feel like she isn't trustworthy enough to be in cahoots with to do this thing. So now she knows she has to kind of do this in order to get the money, get the wealth out of the situation, and be able to replenish those missing credits and be able to find a way to move her funds without the big old ugly dude that had a granddaughter later, unbeknownst to the rest of us for 30 years, did later. So we can't have old Grandpa Palpy finding out, So
No,
she's trying to
heck
stay
no.
low pro from Grandpa Palpy's. But that's pretty much it for her storyline, man. But her acting was just so damn well done in that scene, man. I tell you, Genevieve O'Reilly, man,
She brings it to the table, bro.
bringing it. She might need an Emmy nomination too up in this biz, man, because she is fucking phenomenal in this show.
Yeah,
And the
dude.
actress who plays Vel, I didn't realize either. Let me pull her name real quick, dude. Did you know that she was in Game of Thrones? Faye Marze, who plays Vel.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah. Yeah, man. She's in freaking Game of Thrones before, which I didn't know. I was like, oh, shit.
Where as well,
I don't know. I was looking through just real quick on Google to see her credits, and then Game of Thrones was one of the main
she's
ones.
I recognize her.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
man. It's pretty crazy.
She pretty much, she trains one of the characters in during her arcs and stuff like that.
Ah.
I don't want to get into depth with it, but
I feel
like,
you,
yeah,
because I'm getting ready to
do.
watch it pretty soon. But anyways, but yeah, man, no worries. But yeah, dude, like she was pretty much, she was up in that thing for a while, doing her thing. But I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting to see what other work she's been doing. But she was great. Her acting has been great throughout the series as well, and does the same thing here. And her chemistry with Genevieve O'Reilly really works, and you really do feel the history and chemistry between those two, and they really do feel like relatives. So really, really dug all that, man. That was really good stuff. With that storyline as well. And then moving into some of the short but sweet ones for sure. We got a little bit of a quick scene with Deidre, kind of figuring out some more information about the passing of Marva, which could end up making Andor straight up show up where they've been setting up shop and everything. So she definitely loves the idea of that. And meanwhile, her wannabe boyfriend over there, Cyril, Mr. Serial Guy, he just found out news from his old sergeant that Andor's mother passed away, Marva, on the planet Ferrix, which in turn means that he will probably come back to the planet to come for the funeral or whatever funeral service or memorial they give for people in the Star Wars galaxy. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. So what else are we gonna do with that information? Where is he at now? Do you know for a fact he's gonna go back? But the whole entire signal is terrible. You know what I mean? Like he's got dial-up internet or something over there, so he can't get a word. I guess you know what? His homie probably got Spectrum. So sorry, he can't hear a goddamn thing. Know the Spectrum struggles. God damn it, Spectrum.
I hate Spectrum.
Yeah,
Oh
our network is down for this 6 hours. You had something important to do.
Oh my god!
And then it'll be up tomorrow. There you go. Oh, you have work tomorrow? Too bad. It won't be up till then.
Oh my god!
You have class tomorrow? Sorry, buddy. You ain't gonna get your assignment done.
You're out of
Fuck
here.
off. We got errors.
For no freaking
I tell
reason,
you, bro. I tell you, it's a whole nother struggle that needs a rebellion. No, it's but it's crazy shit, man. And then we get into Bix, who, like we mentioned earlier, is not in great shape. And we only see her for one quick scene where she is looking shook like a motherfucker because she has been going through some crazy torture interrogation moments and times, I'm sure. And she is looking real messed up, and she is looking like she's about to break any second, man. And they're still trying to figure out the relationship between her and Andor, what's been going on, what's his overall plan, where's his whereabouts and whatnot. So she doesn't seem like she's broken yet, but I think she will, or already has, which is going to lead us into this finale, which is, I think Andor is going to be running into some trouble, boy. He's going to be running into some trouble trying to get home to Ferrix, which I believe is definitely where he's going to end up going for sure. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for Bix right there. And then we move into the final storyline of the episode, which to me, other than Andor and the whole Marvel situation, was the most interesting part of the episode, is the Lutheran storyline, where he goes to visit with my boy Forrest Whitaker's Saw Gerrera to let him know that, hey, man, Krieger and these 30 other people, we got to let them get got. You know what I'm saying? We can't wave them off, because if we lose these 31 men, and they don't know what the hell's going on, we can easily strike back and hit them with more force later on down the line, play the long game. But if you want to act hasty, as we know Saw Gerrera is known to do, and you want to wave him off and warn him, we're going to lose all 6 years of infiltration and resources and secrets and sources that we've been building up and cultivating for the past half decade or so with Lonnie's character. All that goes down the drain if he warns the other people. So it's either keep the sources and keep all the progress they've made up until this point and keep their advantage, or lose 30 lives for the greater good, or, as Saw Gerrera says, for the war.
So
it's pretty compelling, man. I was like, God damn, this is so crazy. The kind of freaking decisions people got to make in these kind of revolutions and these kind of, military movements and whatnot, and all this crazy shit. And I just love the gritty nature of getting into these actual discussions and the ins and outs of the rebellion and what it really takes and what sacrifices they have to make in order to make it all happen. You know what I'm saying? So I love that whole element playing in right here. And as I mentioned before, we get that sick-ass space battle when he finally gets off the planet Saw Gerrera's on, and he's about to make his way back home to the shop, and then some Imperial fuckers show up and want to pull him over for a broken taillight, you know what I mean? And then they're like, well, we got you in the tractor beam, bro. We're about to board right now, so what you doing? And then he starts talking to his droid in order to make his little quick getaway in order to fight him off. And Luthen, he's a damn good pilot, bro. He might be force sensitive, and we don't know it, This guy flying his ass off.
Could be, bro. Imagine, like, that ends up being his reveal.
You never know, man. He was looking like a Sith Lord in the last episode with his cape blowing in the wind. You never know. You never know. He
Yeah,
might be doing a secret Jedi up in here. I'm one with the
dude.
Force, and the Force is with me.
Yeah, dude. And Lutheran, he played it all smart. He's all acting like he's all oblivious to the whole thing, and then he gets the whole setup going on for his
Yeah, I
ship.
think he's an Alderaan transport or something like that.
Yeah, and then like he sprayed wherever the fuck that thing was on the
Yeah,
tail
and
of his
fucked up
ship.
their signal thing that jammed up the tractor beam in order for him to make his quick escape. So I love how it plays into the intelligent nature of the writing of this series, and we get to get some boom 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 boom. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So loved all of that. That was a great sequence right there, man. Really, really great stuff. And like I said, pretty much my favorite overall storyline of the episode, man. And
Oh
that pretty
yeah.
much wraps it up for the big stuff that went down in the recap portion of the show, as we like to do. And just getting into some speculation for the next finale, man. What's big? What's big 2 or 3 things you think we're gonna see in the finale next week, man?
For sure, it's gonna be a lot with Andor. Obviously, when he returns back,
Yeah,
There-
go back to
we'll-
Ferrix.
go back to Ferrix. We might see Cyril and we might see that little conflict maybe as a possibility. They might run into each other towards like the end of the episode as a possibility. If not, then Dedra will for sure make her set up there, trying to capture Andor, especially if she's already got everything all set up for her crew.
Yeah.
So we'll be definitely see something along there, and then it's gonna be interesting to see with Senta because she's over there too. She's playing as a double agent, or not a double agent. She's being undercover throughout the whole process. She's acting as like I guess like a bartender or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever the case
Sita.
is.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that how she's working undercover there, and I wonder what that's going down. You think that's to do with Luthen potentially going to try to take out Andor, or how you mentioned that earlier?
It
That's
could
what I was
be.
thinking.
It could be. I think that's where a lot of probably Luther's storyline might be introduced in the season
Wrap up.
finale. Yeah,
I think
and
so because Cinta said she was all in, and Vel seemed very hesitant and kind of against doing that. So I think Cinta's all in and says, "Hey, we got to take. He's got to get got. He's got to get got
Man, dude,
for the
To
greater
im-
good, bro."
being, I do not want to be Andor in that this situation, bro. Coming back, trying to
Everybody's
come back
always trying to get
home.
him.
Yeah, and then like it's just how he got himself set up, pretty much.
Arrested for walking. And now he's
Arrested
even
for-
targeted by the people he helped in the first place. Crazy shit, bro. He has the worst luck of all time. Well, at least he got to die while macking out with Jyn Erso. So I mean, that's not a bad way to end things, right?
But fuck, dude, having all
The road
those,
to get there ain't fun. That's for sure.
yeah, that's such a high price to pay. It's oh my god, dude. But yeah, that's what it leads a lot going back to Ferrix, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then really see how like we don't even know for sure if Andor is for sure going to be going over there because he could easily, because he's not dumb, he'll like for sure like know something's going on and having that message be said to him last minute before he ends the transmission call about his mother. Like maybe he might look for Luthen as another possibility too, and saying like, you know what, and probably actually look at that thing that was given to him by Bell and actually look into what Luthen's trying to like tell him to have him join the rebellion because of that was like the thing in the beginning, like Luthen wanted him to be part of it as well, but it didn't really, didn't play out the way Luthen wanted it to be. So there's a lot of shit that could be hitting the fan and leading into season 2 of the rebellion officially starting and stuff like that. The whole war between the Empire and the rebellion. So it's
Gonna be
leading into
intense,
it.
man. But I think we're definitely leading to a big old pew pew pew, baby, with Andor and Dedra, the ISB, all converging in at once during or right after the funeral of Marva on Ferrix. That's my big confliction right there. While also he has to contend with Cinta, trying to take him out at the same time, and ultimately dealing with the betrayal of the rebellion, so to speak. And I think Andor might end up being actually anti-rebellion going into season 2, and the whole not BB-8, sorry about that, the whole K2SO and the whole other element to it. And that guy that was actually in charge of him before, I think we're going to meet him at the end of this episode or potentially beginning of season 2 and start getting into that storyline or set the stage for him becoming a part of his cell that goes into the rebellion. Because as we must remember, all these different smaller rebellion cells is what creates the entire rebellion as the entity we know in the original trilogy from episode 4 on. So I think that's definitely going to be the way that it plays off. That he's going to be feeling betrayed, targeted, and barely get out alive, and he's probably going to have to leave Ferrix behind for good. And that's going to be my big presentation. And him and Bix might end up calling it quits and kind of cutting off their ties because she might end up selling him out as well.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I can't blame her too much for being tortured for all this time. Several days, however long. Leia had it easy with the damn little droid thing in episode 4, man. I tell you. She looks like she's going through some shit. She didn't get frozen in carbonite, but she's dealing with some shit. I'll tell you that. Sure. And Han Solo kind of got the easy way out, man. All he did was wake up all sweaty.
Yeah, that's all it was. Bix, she's like, that too. Oh yeah, he was blind for like a brief moment.
Yeah, he was.
But like, and Bix technically like she can't even walk, bro. She could barely move on her own.
I know.
She needs someone to get to like one place to the other. I don't think she didn't really talk at all, so she could. She's not merely mentally there. She's just like all out.
Shook, man. She's shook, and you can't blame her, man. Like it's pretty intense stuff, man. I gotta tell you. It's pretty crazy, man. But I am really, really hyped for this freaking finale, man. I love this series, and I have been aware and kind of seen online some of the discourse going on with it kind of slightly underperforming from the other Star Wars Plus Disney Plus series and all the other Disney Plus content going on right now. And I really implore people, man, if you haven't given Andor a chance yet or haven't had the chance to check it out due to, scheduling or being busy, being a parent, father, significant other, whatever, what have you, man, father, mother, whatever, you need to make sure you make some time to check this out if you dig Star Wars. It's definitely a different flavor than what you're going to be used to, man. But if you dig Rogue One, you're definitely going to dig this series. And please, all you Star Wars fans out there, stream this shit all the time, every day. We need to get this thing through the roof, breaking records. We need that Andor season. We need that. Well, we're going to get season 2 for sure. They're already starting to film it unless they pull a solo on us. And let's pray to the heavens, man, that they don't do that. But we need to get more shows like Andor. Tune in. Let them know what you think about it. Stream the hell out of it. We need to get more series in the vein of this one. We got the Acolyte just getting in front of the cameras and all that. So we need to get more gritty Star Wars, y'all. And I'm rallying all you fellow fans out there. Let's get it moving. And make sure you drop your thoughts about the episode down below. We love discussing all this crazy stuff with y'all, man. All this fun, geeky goodness. We love talking about it with all of you out there. And make sure you're clicking the subscribe button, man, if you've been checking out our stuff or if you're just tuning in with us or coming in for the first time and want to see more of what we have here. We do reactions, we do rankings, we do a lot of movie and TV show reviews, whether they're current releases or just some unique films that we're fans of. We do all that stuff here, guys. So make sure you're clicking subscribe, and if you dig the stuff and want to share it with your friends and fam, just go ahead and click the share button. It really does help the show out quite a bit. And don't forget, y'all, if you prefer to listen than watch and you don't want to see the handsome faces of me and my boy Skips here, then you can go ahead and listen to our sultry voices on the audio feed, baby. We're anywhere you get your audio, so click that download and follow our podcast feed so you don't miss anything. We got some brand new content, a new long-form show coming real soon, so be on the lookout for that announcement, and we're working on tons of new stuff for the new year. So make sure you guys are sticking around because we're really just getting started, man. We are really just getting started. But any parting words, any final words you want to have for the episode, for the show overall, before we sign off for the day, brother?
No, as always, be mentally, physically strong, and have a great upcoming days for you, everybody.
Most definitely. Stay safe out there. Look out for your loved ones as we get into Thanksgiving season here, getting into that holiday season. A lot of great stuff planned for that. We got the Guardians holiday special right around the corner next weekend. Keep your eyes peeled for that. And if you haven't watched the Wakanda Forever review, get the hell on over there and watch that after you're done watching this one, man. Wakanda Forever. We need to get it going, man. It's a special one. But don't watch yet, Skips, because you haven't seen it. It's spoiling everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about the fact that freaking Everett Ross is a Black Panther.
Oh, my God, dude. Now the tables have turned, dude. I've always been...
Marvel Studios is canceled.
Oh, my gosh, bro.
Just playing, y'all. Just playing. But thank you to each and every one of you, no matter where you are in the world, now, in the future, in the past, whether you got a DeLorean, you let us know. But we love you for checking out this episode, and we got plenty more geeky goodness to come, so don't be going anywhere. Make sure you stay tuned, you don't sleep, and we're going to catch you again next week for the finale, y'all.
Peace.